Hey punkers, we are back with another video. Something different this time, not Temu related. What are we going to be looking at this time? Well, we are going to be stacking data. But what kind of data are we going to be stacking? Well, we're going to be stacking data from the Northern Hemisphere. How are we going to be stacking data from the Northern Hemisphere? We're going to be using an app called, well, not an app, a website called Sadrastro? Anyway, it is a subscription-based service, a little bit different to iTelescope. iTelescope, which we're going to do a review on. With iTelescope, you grab your telescope, or you book your telescope, you book your time for your telescope, you go in there, you choose a target, or two, or three, tell it how many shots you want, how long you exposures you want, and you let it run, and you pay for the time, and then you get your data the next day, and you can go and stack it with I really don't know how to say it. Sadrastro with Sadrastro astronomy. It's a bit different. You don't choose your targets, you don't run the telescope, you look at the data they've got for the Northern Hemisphere objects that they've imaged, and you download it, dark lat, the whole lot, and then you stack it and process it. It's a monthly subscription. It seems interesting. Is it for everyone? I guess the only way to know is to have a look at it. So let's dive into Sadrastro or however the heck you call it, say it, however the heck you say it. Who knows? Let's go and have a look at it anyway. So this is the website, sadrastro.com. Okay, so as you can see here, remote astrophotography resources for all. Your subscription includes it all, from remote imaging requests to high quality dark sky data free from city light pollution. So I'm guessing by remote imaging requests, you can request a target. I think, maybe. We'll find out. So what do we got? Dark sky data. Download astrophotography data and create your own amazing images, or use your 100 gigabyte of cloud storage. So you can upload your own stuff to it to store it and share it if you want to, or you can download data that they've imaged. At Sadrastro Observatory, we are dedicated to making the beauty of astrophotography accessible to everyone. So what do they got? They have a RedCat 51 250mm wide field telescope with a ZWO 6200 in SHO and LRGB, and they have coming soon a Ritchie Crichton 10-inch. Pretty cool. A 1400mm FL f6 Ritchie Crichton telescope for deeper observations of galaxies, nebula features, and DSOs. Join today. So you join it. It's subscription based. Registration is swift. Once you sign up, you gain access to an extensive library of sub-exposures, calibration files, and masters. So there's a lot of data to roll through. Affordability, one annual price or lifetime observatory membership. Easy payment plan of $12.95 US a month. We recognize life can be hectic. Yeah, so expect competitive pricing, no fear of missing out, and friendly service. I mean, I've used iTelescope before. Yeah, it's more expensive, but at least I'm controlling the scope. With this my first issue with this is that I don't get to control the telescope and move it to the target, but I guess at least I can request the target. So that's a bit of a bonus. We'll look at observatory membership. Lifetime membership is only $300. So you can either pay $149 US annual membership of $95 US a month, or lifetime membership, perpetual lifetime plan, get full access to our existing and full future imaging library, plus 100 gig of personal storage and more. Current observatory equipment. It's a Paramount MX6 mount, it's a RedCat 51, an ASI 6200, it's got an EAF robot focuser, ZWO, Pegasus Falcon 2 rotator, a Pegasus pocket power box, Juno anti-dew straps, that's a mouthful, a ZWO 2-inch electronic filter wheel with an Antilla Pro LRGB 2-inch filter set, pretty good set, and an Antilla Pro 3nm SII, HA and O3 filters. The upcoming equipment obviously is the 10-inch with a mono camera with an LRGB and HA filters. Data sets that are available today. Alright, what do we got? California Nebula, Crab Claw Nebula, Crescent, Cygnus Loop, SH126, MT1, Flying Squid and Elephant Trunk, Heart and Soul, North America, Rofuki, Horsehead, Orion, Rosette, Iris. There's a couple of images here, and that's pretty much it. So you choose yearly or you go the lifetime membership. I tell you what, for $300 US to just get lifetime membership bang done. The main website doesn't really cover much. So I'm going to go into the dashboard, the area that I've got access to. You can see here recommended files, calibration data, documents, photos, RedCat wide field. What have we got in photos? Let's have a look. Hummingbird JPEG, what's that? Oh, it's literally, I don't think that's to do with the astrophotography stuff, so we'll get out of that. That could could have been awkward. The first thing I've got to say about this is it's hard to know where you're actually meant to go. I mean, there's storage share with it, like all these folders, it doesn't give a lot of explanation about what you do. So, you're looking at going, do I go to the 2600 MSC OSC data? Well, I know I don't, but someone who's new to this hobby, who's trying to work out whether they want to do astrophotography, and I've got to say that's what this is for. This is what you would get if, for instance, you live in the southern hemisphere and you can't get those northern hemisphere objects. Great idea. Be able to get data, process it how I want to process it. Cool. Works for me as an Aussie. The other option is if you don't have any gear and you want to get into astrophotography and you want to go, it's all good and well taking the photos, but how do I process them? I don't want to spend all this money on all this telescope gear to get all this data and then go, what do I do? At least this way you can access data fairly cheaply and learn how to process and stack and go, yeah, I really enjoy this, or this is not for me. And if it's not for you, then you haven't wasted your money on telescope gear. But if you enjoy it, well then go blow tens of thousands of dollars on some telescope setups. Why not? Plenty of people have. But let's just go Redcat 51 wide field, jellyfish monkey. Why not? What we might do is we're going to download some data. Let's get it all. We've downloaded all that data from Sadrastro or Sadrastro. I really can't say it. We've downloaded the data. I've plonked it into PixInsight. So we've got darks in here, as you can see. We have all the flats that came with it. And we have all of the lights. What have we got? We've got sulfur, oxygen, hydrogen alpha. So we've got 3 sets here. I've got it ready to go. Off and running. That's the biggest screen I've seen. This might take a while. So let's wait for this to finish and then we'll come back and continue sifting through whether this downloadable version of astrophotography is worth pursuing or not. Okay, so we've stacked data, processed data, we've got a final image. It was a fair bit of effort to get it to work, but in the end, we've got a result. We've got a Hubble palette image of Jellyfish and Monkey Nebula. And I guess if you're new to the game, you've never done anything like this, it is a steep learning curve. Let's go back to let's have a look at this photo. So you can see here this finished result here. So the data looked pretty good. It looked good, but it took me a lot of effort to get there. It really did. The data's not clean, it's not the best, it's not the worst, but it's not the best. The framing between the different nights didn't match either, so that meant I had to do a pretty heavy crop to get it to work. In the end, we've got a result. I'm satisfied with it. First things, we'll go back to the download section. I have issues with how the files are saved. They're saved in session runs, and that's it. You open the date of the session, and it's all of the data, HA, RGB, O3, so all your filtered data, all your normal light CRGB data, all just in one folder. Not separated or categorized into each type of image. If you're using AstroPixel processor, for instance, and you go to load it in, you have an issue where you have to go and separate everything into separate folders so that you can go, there's all my HA from 10 nights worth of imaging, there's all my O3, there's all my sulfur, and then you can load it in one by one, which is a little bit frustrating to have to do that. There are probably other ways around it, but I just think the filing system could be a bit better. That said, there's darks, there's flats. I did have issues with the flats. We did work that out. I had to get some help to get that sorted out, but I did sort it out. The data was a bit noisy, didn't quite sit nicely. I had to crop it. But look, that said, if you're new to astronomy and you want to get into astrophotography, $13 a month for a year, 160, less than 160 bucks a year, you can get access to some really good data and you can practice. You can download it on, you can practice, you can learn to process, you can learn to stack, you can learn all the tips and tricks of Photoshop, PixInsight, AstroPixel, Serial, or whatever program you want to use. It's good from that point of view. And if you're from the Southern Hemisphere, you've got Northern Hemisphere data that you normally wouldn't get, or data that you can get in the Southern Hemisphere, but it's very low. And obviously the data from the Northern Hemisphere for those targets is going to be better because it's higher. So it has a lot of positives. If you're an astrophotographer and you're time poor and you can't go out and get all of the data you want on targets and you want stuff to process, it's another good option from that point of view. How does it compare to something like iTelescope? Well, yes, you get to choose your telescope, you get to choose your date and time based on when it's available, you get to choose your target, you get to choose how long your target goes for based on your budget. But it's a lot more expensive to use per hour. Well, it's not as good as iTelescope from you don't get to control what target you're imaging or control the camera. It is a really cost-effective way to have some fun with data. Look, I've got no problems with it. I'm going to enjoy my subscription to Sadrastro. I still don't know how to say it. Someone in the comments will clarify that one for me. Do I think it's worth $13 a month? Yeah, I do. I think you could have some fun with it at that low entry point. It's an interesting setup. I can't wait for them to get the other scope online. I can't remember what it was. Was it a 14 or a 16-inch Ritchie Crichton or something like that, I think? That's really it. It's fun. And that's what astronomy is about, having fun and enjoying yourself. If you want to give it a go, give it a go. See what it's like. Have some fun with it. I'd love to see your results of your stacking. I'm going to share this image for everyone to see. Anyway, we're going to see you on the next one where we're going to talk about what's up there, and I'm not sure if you can actually see it. No, you can't see what's up there, but there is something on top of that telescope that I've never used before, and I'm going to use it tonight, and I'm going to do a video on it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, merch at the merch store, AstroPuNk store, and see you in the next video, guys.